I'm live. This is Rue, here to bring you the Plutonian podcast. I'm here to give you the unadulterated truth. The truth of social engineering. It's a very interesting day and age when individuals honestly believe that they cannot be engineered to behave in a certain type of way. Because, to be honest, social engineering is how you interact with other people. So that's your behavior. And what the people that are trying to explain to you what's happening is that you are being socially engineered into behaving a certain type of way. And that is through tools and algorithms. And these algorithms are furnished by the AI. Okay, well, I reckon this headset isn't going to do me anything. So I reckon I'm just going to put on my tinfoil hat at this point. Because this is anti-social engineering right here. Bam. So what you have here is a tinfoil hat. Why? Because I'm a mouth breather. Because I am a person who believes in prana, chi, vril. A person that believes in what you put out is what you get. Fundamentally, that is the basis of spiritual growth. But what the modern day person doesn't realize is that they have to sacrifice things for their spiritual growth. And that is why when you look at the constellation of Aries, everything that rules the head, and your public image, everything that society views you as, then you forget that that is how you have been socially engineered into behaving a certain type of way, because society is an abstract concept. It's not real. But everybody believes what they see on the screen. We got a screen over here and a screen right here. Right there, right here. So, is this real? Well, you have the image of what I am projecting as real. But is this really real? No, I'm recording live, but you're not here with me. And that's what people have failed to grasp in the 21st century, is that there is the physical and the metaphysical, and there is a barrier that crosses the real between the unreal. So if you're willing to project an image that is unreal on the social platforms, if you're willing to make comments on these social platforms that you wouldn't make in real life, then you should never, ever, ever subscribe to the person or what they're saying. Niggers and faggots need to die. Thanks, James Madison. I reckon that's a bot. Thank you, Mr. Bot. Niggers and faggots need to die. Well, I feel like the social engineers have developed an algorithm to de-authenticize. So this Mr. James Madison that said niggers and faggots need to die on my live stream, which I don't see anyone live on my YouTube. It was just some weird person who just spammed over here, said niggers and faggots need to die, and he said, "You are welcome." Mr. James Madison, would you enlighten me how you are able to stand out in the streets and say niggers and faggots need to die? Would you care to justify your rationality of why niggers and faggots need to die? No, probably not, because you're a bot. And that's the unfortunate thing, is that we are being socially engineered by bots. And I would take a guess as to when the social engineering began, and I would say it began in the dawn of the internet. Social engineering began with the dawn of the interweb. Oh, wow. There was, let's see here. Okay, so all of the niggers and faggots comments have been rejected. I am not Mr. Bot, but the person is still watching. I don't know why somebody's so vehemently opposed to what is a nigger and what is a fag. Can you define that and justify why you believe that? It's very interesting because people don't actually ask questions these days. But social engineering is very prevalent these days. People honestly believe that they are their online personae. That's why I went above and beyond and put on the sorting hat today, because I did not want to be manipulated by the 5G social engineering. Oh, thank you. I got a like on YouTube. Give me a thumbs up on Facebook, if you will. No, actually, you already did. Anyways, socially engineering people goes very deep. And the way you socially engineer people is you actually manipulate their resources that they are able to attribute to themselves. So you can only earn so much if you're in a certain tax bracket. You can only make so much money if you play by the rules. But once you excel in this social paradigm, then you get higher and higher, but the rules get steeper and steeper. So once you get so many followers and views and recognition, then you are stuck inside of a box. What this box actually is the narrative that you're allowed to purport. Only so many people are allowed to speak, and that is the double-edged sword that we have to use in 2021. Oh my gosh. This poster keeps unsticking from the wall. So, I've been wanting to speak on a long time about social engineering. And to be honest, what social engineering is that you have to follow a certain path. Whether you believe in this path or not, you have to follow a certain path. And this path is something that is designated by people that are engineering you. And that path is called society. People honestly believe that they have to follow what is best for society. That has been my downfall. I've always tried to contribute to society, tried to contribute to the greater good. I've believed in sacrificing myself for something bigger than me. But to be honest, that's not society. Society is not bigger than me. I am bigger than society. Now, many people that I live amongst here and know honestly believe that they should not have to have some kind of medical, medical accreditation. What's up, random person on Facebook? They're not going to say hi, though, or tell me who they are. So what social engineering is that they're telling you have to behave a certain type of way to get along with other people. But that's the biggest lie that you've ever heard in the entire history of your existence. And it is very, very sad that people cannot recognize that they need to behave in the best possible manner for their own spiritual growth. And the problem is that people don't really consider spiritual growth as a tangible goal. Most people. But then when people start to consider spiritual growth, they think that spiritual growth is enlivening their ego. It's very sad. The ego is actually a detriment to mankind. The ego is what separates man from society. But the engineers are here in the middle telling you what is the prerogative, what is necessary to benefit the greater good. When in reality, the greater good benefits from your transformation and growth. That is why I started the Plutonian podcast, because it represents the individual. It represents growth and transformation of the individual. What you can see right here is Aries at the crown. Everything that you believe and you subscribe to, everything that you allow to infiltrate your mind is going to affect the way that you behave. If you believe that you have to have a certain size house and a certain relationship and a certain amount of money to be happy, then you are never going to be happy, because there's always going to be somebody with more money, more relationships, and more material gains than you. That is why Aries is literally the most important sign of the Western zodiac. It represents the dragon. Everything that you allow into your head and your psychology, and everything that you allow to affect your behavior, is going to manipulate you and engineer you into a certain routine, a certain paradigm of behavior. Really, what I should have titled this video is Reverse Social Engineering, but Aries is the tribe of Benjamin. The attribute of the tribe is penance. The Hebrew letter is Hey, which is window, fence, to reveal, and the higher arc. You can't really see this poster right here, and pardon me, but this is my revelation, is the hierarchy. And what all the people that believe in the hierarchy need to know is that there is really no hierarchy. Steven! Bro, I'm glad somebody loves me. My man over on Facebook just said, love the hat. And that's the only comment that I had besides niggers and fags need to die or something like that. That's crazy. So I have my Bluetooth or my YouTube stream over here, and then my Facebook stream over there. I'm streaming live and just getting comments from people. I have one person watching on. It's so weird to watch. Like, I know Steven well enough, but like the person that's watching me right now and isn't saying anything on YouTube, that's fine. But what we're talking about is reverse social engineering, And that's why I wear this hat, because we've actually been socially engineered into behaving a certain type of way to get the most amount of likes, to get the most amount of recognition. But that is a false recognition. We don't need recognition from others. The only recognition that we need is the recognition from self. And if you cannot recognize yourself and your own worth, then you're never going to grow. If you base what you perceive to be as an asset to society on the social media platforms, which are abundant in this day and age, in America, in the Western world, in the media, in the government, if you view what the popular narrative is, as far as what it is to be a good person, then you're always going to suffer. Now, granted, everything I'm telling you right now is from my own experience. I have experienced many traumas, many trauma. When I say trauma, I've been betrayed with lies, betrayed with basically just lies. And when you found your principled nature on top of a lie, then everything on top of that is going to be a lie. So that is why Aries, the crown, the head, the way that you view reality is the ultimate compass. Your compass is what you have going on inside your mind. The thoughts that you entertain on the daily are the thoughts that are going to manifest for you. Like Mr. Stevens said, where do I see myself in 10 years? Well, that is a very hard question. And I'm not able to answer that. But I'm able and end the stream. Holy shit. Back. So Basically, I have a confession to make, which is that I have been socially engineered into a relationship because I did not have the proper amount of self-worth. If I would have had the proper amount of self-worth, I would have rejected this relationship from the start.